This is my Sinners review. Welcome. Oh, my pussycat is at the window. She doesn't really want to come in. She'll like lure me outside to pet her, but that's about it. Oh my gosh, let's rehash. So I went on Tuesday for my anniversary. I went with Nick, obviously. And in any case, I loved it. I fucking hated the seat I was in. Guys, I have not finished complaining. I'm about to ovulate. I'm feeling very good. I'm feeling very energetic. But, however, I will be complaining about this. The fucking seat that I chose, like, was just diabolical because it was, like, right smack central. So when I was going to... There's a fucking hair on the lens. Oh, fuck. Anyway, so when I went to cuddle Nick, it was, like, so hard on my neck. And I was like Quasimodo, just serving that very much. And so that was really dumb. And then there were two kids who purchased the seats next to us. That, like, everyone else had purchased seats strategically to be, like, introverted. And these little motherfuckers, honestly, it's their right. They can buy whatever seat they fucking want. I should have bought the seat next to me. I should have spent an extra $10 and bought an extra seat so I could have a gap. That's what I'm going to do in fucking future, because when you go to Tight Ass Tuesdays, you get a fucking deal anyway, so you might as well just buy the seat, as far as I'm concerned. Wouldn't that be funny? I could just do that today. Anyway, so that meant that I was stuck in my seat and I could not move, and I really did it to myself. It was a sabotage moment. That was my inner saboteur. Oh, Billy is up next to Bex. And I got Billy, well no, I didn't get Billy a new collar. Nick got Billy a new collar and it's got little diamantes on it, but you can barely see it because she's so motherfucking fluffy. I've already had a look at the cinema, and so therefore I have seen none of the seats are sold yet. But what happens at Village is that people just like walk in and like buy seats. I'm like, you guys are crazy. Like, that is crazy behavior. I don't know the last time, when we were away in Brisbane, we went and saw the Minecraft movie, which I don't give a fuck about. So obviously I'm not pre-booking. Like, I fucking hope it's sold out so I can go and do something else. I'm just kidding, it wasn't that bad, but you know, it's the sacrifices one makes when your child is obsessed with Minecraft. I mean, it wasn't a bad movie, but fuck, I wouldn't see that. But anyway, so that is the only movie that I've ever just gone and bought a seat, probably in the last decade. I do not go to the movies and just be like, I'll just buy this seat when I'm there. Like, I'm not 15 anymore. Like, that is something we would do when we were 15 years of age. Like, me and my friends would go to movies back to back, because back in the day Readings had like a $9 movie or something, which is so funny to think that the price hasn't really changed that much. More importantly, the reason I'm going back to see this movie is because this is a great movie. Sinners is probably the best movie that's come out in, like, I couldn't even tell you, like a really long time. A fucking really long time. And I feel like, honestly, this may defrost some of these horror film, or not even niche, but just like original filmmakers. I think it's going to defrost them, because Sinners has made so much money in the first weekend. I think they made 60 million in the first weekend, so it's gonna fucking go absolutely crazy, like how much they eventually made. I found the story very original, and they'd put a lot of effort into making it and making the script and stuff like that. And yeah, I've seen so much shit. Like, I feel like sometimes you have to stay off social media, because like social media, especially TikTok, like you don't want to be there, like on there too long. It does like melt your brain. I know this is probably like totally common knowledge. By the way, you can come and see me on TikTok at dottydoes. I post every single fucking day. Without fail, I'm on like I posted every day of the year, so whatever day of the year it is right now, so probably like 115 days, right? Something like that anyway. So I posted for 150 days straight, and yeah, so that's my streak at the moment. But if you do prefer short form content, or you want to see my TikTok, then you can come over and follow me there, because I'm there every single fucking day. And I can't speak properly because I am actually genuinely in a rush, and I'm very scared because today I am doing something that I don't often do, because I've looked at the cinema and I can see that it's not booked, and so therefore I'm going to show up without a ticket purchased, and I'm going to go to the kiosk and I'm going to choose my seat. That is what I'm going to do. So most people would not find this stressful. In fact, I don't know. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. This is me. This is different. This is unique for me. Is not buying the ticket first. And I'm just so excited because I get to go by myself, and I really enjoyed the movie. What did I enjoy about it? It's got Cook from Skins. So for us Skins lovers, did I say Skins? Yes. For us Skins lovers, that is really fucking cool. Like, I really love seeing the kids from Skins go into other films, and a lot of them have been quite successful in their careers, and I just think that's really cool to see, because we saw them like very fresh and like with a lot of talent. So it's cool to see that. That's just my opinion. Michael B. Jordan did a good job. But honestly, the whole story, and usually, I mean, it is a horror, and people have spoken about this online and stuff. I can only speak from my perspective, but the horror is like the... makes me sad to talk about, makes me uncomfortable and sad to talk about. But the horror, there's so much horror within the film that doesn't even relate to the vampires, and if anything, the vampires were offering freedom to the people that they were turning, even though it wasn't really, because it was going to cut them off, you know, from their ancestors. So it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, you can choose, you're going to choose death, or you're going to be like cut off from your ancestors. You could be free anyway. So that just made me really sad. And like, especially if you guys haven't seen it, like, don't fucking watch this. I'm about to spoil this shit. So unless you don't mind spoilers, I will be spoiling this shit from here on out. So just bear that in mind. I feel like the real horror of the film for me was the aspects of the white supremacy and the KKK, and the fact that, you know, the event took place on one night, and they were going to die anyway. They were going to get fucking murdered anyway. I'm not just talking about Michael B. Jordan and his two characters, or Smoke and Stack. I'm not just talking about them. They would have fucking gone around and fucking killed everyone that was involved. Inevitably, because that's what those motherfuckers were doing back then. So it's just very fucked up and horrifying. And, you know, there were some teary moments for me. In terms of the filmography of it, fuck, that guy can film a fucking movie, that's for sure. What the fuck? I don't even know what his name is. Hey Siri, who was the director of Sinners?
Okay, I found this on the web for who was the director of Sinners. Check it out.
Okay. Oh, Ryan Coogler, that's right. So anyway, so I mate Ryan Coogler. Sorry, I don't know why I could not remember that name. But anyway, so he did a great job. And for me, because when I was in high school, I really loved like studying English. And like one of the best things when you're in English is obviously studying a film, and you get to study all the little aspects of film. Obviously not in depth, but you know what I fucking mean. And so you get to dissect things, or a film, and you get to write essays on films and all the little, like, you know, foreshadowing is the only thing I can think of, but I suppose Easter eggs is like another thing, and you really get to dissect it. And then you also get to dissect camera angles and how directors use transitions to convey something, so whether it's like passing of time or some kind of feeling or whatever. And there was one thing where Ryan, what he would do, instead of showing a flashback, he would just have the sound, so you would see the person reliving their flashback in the moment, dissociating, obviously traumatized, and then you would hear it. And I feel like that's a lot more powerful, especially for me personally. Like, I find that kind of thing horrifying, because I am hyper vigilant of you know, tone, footsteps, those kinds of things, because obviously as a child we'll have different, I mean, I don't know why the fuck I'm talking about someone else. At the end of the day, my childhood I'm like traumatized from, to be honest. And one of the things that comes up is the vigilance of understanding a footstep or understanding a tone or anything like that. And that's what that sound reminded me of. So if you were quite easily traumatized by sounds, then it does add to the horror element, to be honest. And by the way, I'm not a horror movie person in general. Like, what will get me to a horror film is like if there's some kind of interesting story, or if it's not just about horror. So I mean, in this film, obviously Haley Steinfeld, sorry, cannot even say her name right now because I'm panicking about timing, as always. I'm trying not to, but I am. It's ingrained in me to panic about time. Don't like being late, but it's okay. I can relax. I'm going on a date with myself, and I'm not going to be late. But anyway, so Haley Steinfeld, she did really well. She actually had quite a minimal role. She definitely wasn't the lead lady. Well, she was one of the leads, wasn't she? But I don't know if there was like a leading lady. I don't know. I'm on the fence about that. But anyway, so she did an absolutely excellent job. And I feel like I can't actually even remember what I've seen her in before. Like, I know that she had that one song. It's funny if you think about it, because that was called Starving.
I didn't know that I was starving till I tasted you.
Why the fuck didn't Ryan Coogler put that in there? But I mean, I can see why he didn't, but wouldn't that just have been quite ironic? So she did a good job. I found that her chemistry with Michael B. Jordan, I know there's a lot on my For You, you know, my TikTok For You is going to be a bit different to everyone else's, but on my TikTok For You, people were digging the fucking chemistry. Obviously, they're both very attractive people, but I think that the chemistry is there, and, you know, like, even her character in general is, like, quite flawed, because her being at this party, if you don't, oh god, itchy nose. Sorry guys, sorry everyone. Anyway, but if you don't know, so Haley Steinfeld is like playing a, well, I suppose she's racially ambiguous, isn't she? But she's playing a white woman who is like 1/8 black, and so therefore she can pass as long as she marries some random white guy. So anyway, so that's fucked. But anyway, I think part of the character flaw for her, and what makes it quite interesting, is that she went there, and her being there, because it's set in like 1932, but her being there put everybody else's life at risk. And I just thought that is very white coded, and even her going out to negotiate with the white supremacists. I don't know if they knew they were white supremacists at that time, but anyway, but she went out to negotiate with the vampires because they didn't know they were vampires yet. It's like, even her being like that, you know? I don't know. I felt like that was a very interesting element of the character and humanised her, because there was a flaw there. And I found it really compelling. Michael B. Jordan plays Stack and Smoke, which my husband did not realise when we were watching it. He didn't actually realise that I had told him. But, you know, when you're a married woman, like, I suppose men don't listen. Men do not listen to their wives. It's absolutely crazy, but I won't go there with you guys right now. But so he didn't know that Michael B. Jordan was playing both, which I thought was very impressive. And the fact that I felt a connection between Michael B. Jordan and Michael B. Jordan, like, they're playing separate characters, but I felt a real connection there, and a real brotherly connection in the way that the characters were both slightly different but clearly loved each other. And I thought, wouldn't that be so interesting to play, like, because to play that, you therefore have to love yourself and build a character. I don't know, I would find it really hard to play opposite myself. I'm not an actor, which would probably make it even more difficult, to be honest. So I felt their connection really strongly, and the fact that the characters looked out for each other and were there for each other honestly made me very sad, because their fate was almost like inevitable. Like, this is the South, right, in the 1930s. Like, it's not likely that two black successful men are going to be able to come back, and like, it's just fated. It's just so fucked up, and that's what fucks me up a little bit in terms of the horror aspect, is that all of the movie was like inevitable. Anyway, so let's move on to Annie. So Annie was Michael B. Jordan's wife, so this is Smoke's wife, and obviously he's left her to fuck off and make money because he's traumatized because their baby died. And what's interesting is I knew going into it that they were married, and I do want to discuss, I need to keep doing my fucking makeup, guys. It's 9:24, movie starts at 10:30. I will be okay. When we were there on Tuesday, there were people coming in late, and I have tears in my eyes because I'm thinking about racism, and it's so fucked up, but I'm also thinking about this dead baby. But anywho, I'll be okay. I'll be okay, because when I was there Tuesday, I was literally there 10 minutes early and no one was there, so I thought nobody's coming to the movie. Everyone was coming in on the dot or after. I'm like, it's actually crazy to me, these people, the level of freedom and free will. You can just show up at the movie time. I got fucking cat hair everywhere. Oh. Anyway, you can show up at the movie time, you won't be in trouble, and everything will be okay. Actually, I want to discuss my point of view with the actress who plays Annie. Once again, hey Siri, Hey Siri, what actress played Annie in Sinners?
Okay, I found this on the web for Hey Siri, what actress played Annie in Sinners? Check it out.
Okay, so Wunmi Mosaku. Wunmi? I don't know. I have an accent, so my vowels are probably off, but Wunmi Mosaku. Anyway, she is British, which I thought was iconic because this film is set in the 1930s in the South. So she did a really great job with the accent and also the voodoo aspect. But they call it hoodoo, so I don't know if I'm being like, am I being tricked? I thought it was voodoo, but in any case, so, you know, that the supernatural aspect, I think she grasped very well because in a lot of films you see people who are into the supernatural and they're fucking acting weird and acting like they know something we don't know and they're just like not shocked by it. It's like, let's face it, if you had any fucking connection to the supernatural world or like what is going on, like, sorry to be a hater, but most people wouldn't be like, oh yeah, well, this is what's going to happen. You know, like in a lot of movies, they're like just very nonchalant with it. It's like, if you actually fucking knew what was going on the other side of things, like, you would actually be fucking worried, bitch. And she was worried, I felt, in the film. One thing in the film, when they're at the juke joint, is that Smoke's talking and she kind of shrinks, and that really fucked me off because she started as a stronger character, or not necessarily a stronger character, like a strong, like emotionally strong character, and had a lot of conviction. And it was just so funny, like as soon as a man raises his voice or talks and is telling people what to do, all of a sudden she's shrinking and she's being told off. But I suppose that would be the dynamic because, you know, he's trying to make money and he's more of like a gangster style character in terms of the fact that he's hustling, so he would be a bit fucking like, how do you think he made money in the first place? But I just found that fucked up. Like, if, you know, he's telling them not to take the wooden nickels or whatever, and she's just like shrinking like, oh fuck, I've been taking these wooden nickels. If that were me, then quite frankly, I'd be slapped in the face. I would have been slapped in the face because I would have been like, well, fuck you. These motherfuckers are coming out and using their fucking wooden nickels. And because she did say, she was like, oh, it's opening night. And he turned her down because obviously he's very desperate to make money. But I just thought, fuck you. Like, fuck you. I feel like she could have had more conviction, but I suppose that's her character. But anyway, as we meet these characters, now what am I going to do? I've powdered my face. I need to add some. I'm actually almost finished my makeup, so I feel like I'm doing very well for time. Also, because I'm seeing it in the morning, this is why I'm just like in such a... I'm gonna say it this morning, is because if I go to because it's actually a long movie, it's about 2 hours and 20 minutes. So if I go to like the 12 o'clock session, then I will be like coming from town to pick my daughter up from school at the fucking worst time of day, because it is, yeah, a pretty long movie. So I was like, fuck it, I have to go to the early one because I don't want to be late. I mean, I'm actually very good with my timing, and I don't like to let my daughter down. So I know people are late sometimes, but I'm about that life. If you actually give a fuck about someone, you can just show up on time. It's actually not that difficult. But anyways, that's why I'm going to the morning one. So let me just revert back. This is my Sinners review. Welcome. So when these characters are introduced, when Annie's introduced at her, that looks like her shop. That doesn't look like her house. Doesn't look like enough rooms for a house. So old mate Smoke shows up and he's putting flowers at a baby's grave. Don't fuck with me on that. I didn't know that they had a dead baby, and so I was just like, man, that sucks. Big time. It's got its little hand. I'm like, damn. And there's a bit of controversy on the internet, to be honest, because I'm not on this side of TikTok. So I want you guys to know that my For You page and my side of TikTok is, I wouldn't even say body positive, but it's very woman positive, and I do not get misogynistic shit come across my page. If I see any fucked up shit, I do not interested or dislike the video. So TikTok knows, and my For You page has been built brick by brick. I don't want to see any bullshit at all, insulting women. It's like, if I'm going to be online, I just don't need to see that shit. It doesn't I don't want it to exist, and you have to manifest your own reality, and I don't want to see men talking about women and shit like this, or women talking about other women and what they look like. And there's been a lot of discourse, I'm saying all this to say, by the way, that there's a lot of discourse about the character, well sorry, the actor who plays Annie, and everyone is shocked, not everyone, but there's a side of TikTok who is shocked, and they're like, oh no, Michael B. Jordan, a sexy man like him would never be with a woman like this is not accurate, blah blah blah. And it's what fucks me off is old mate Ryan Coogler, right, and the people who've made the film, have put so much effort, like have you guys ever made a film? I made a film in high school, and it was a lot of effort, and I can never show you that film because it was very terrible. But my whole point is, have you guys made a film? Have you guys made a film? Have you guys ever done a group project? I'm shocked. I'm getting phlegmy because I'm shocked. I'm shocked about how few people understand how a group project works and how a film would be made. They don't just show up and be like, yay, let's go. It's like everything in that film, and I could tell, and that is what I appreciated about the film, is that I could actually tell they were showing me that it was researched. But there's a lot of black people who put a lot of effort into making this film and making it historically accurate. So for anybody to come on the internet and say that, fuck, what's her name? Anyway, the actress that played Annie. For anybody to say that they wouldn't be historically accurate, I'm on the side of TikTok where you've got all these people being like, oh yeah, this was my grandparents, this was my great-grandparents. And that couple looks exactly like Michael B. Jordan and Annie. It's like, that is a representation. And what annoyed me, I spoke to my husband about this, and I don't know if anybody agrees, but I'm like, okay, so she's got, I'm not trying to objectify anyone, but this woman has a large bust. And so I feel like that's why everyone is saying that she gives off, like, she was Michael B. Jordan's mum or granny or some shit. It's like, why? Because she's got a big bust. She's giving off that mummy vibe. She was a mummy. Her baby died. She wasn't Michael B. Jordan's mummy. Like, and her face is fucking snatched. And this is one thing I told my husband. And like, I wish people thought about this more because this is so funny. Is that she was fucking snatched. This woman is beautiful, and I'm not kidding. She's fucking gorgeous. Do you have any fucking idea what us mere mortals would look like on camera? I was laughing to my husband because I said, fuck, I'm not even, you know, I'm on my diet. I'm trying to get down to a weight that I feel more comfortable with. That could be beside the point. My whole point is I'm not even overweight. If you put me on film right now, I would, you see this? You see this. I don't know how old this woman is. She must be mid-20s, mid to late 20s. She can't be, she's not as old as me. I know I look munted, but I'm intercepting my filming right now because I genuinely thought this woman was in her mid-20s and she's friggin' 38, guys. It's actually funny how wrong I got this, but I am right. She is snatched. You see this? I'm not snatched. I'm not snatched. So the fact that she even looks snatched on film, which means in real life, this woman would fucking take us out. Anyway, I want to get that out of the way because I'm on the side of TikTok that has a fucking brain. And thank fuck I'm not on the side of TikTok of the dumb fucks who are like, oh, she's not hot enough. Are you? Like, there's just no hope. There's just no fucking hope. Like, please, please. It's like what HRH Collection would say. She'd be like, okay, show me your side profile. No, really. If anyone thinks that that actress is ugly, I want to see your side profile. Immediately. No, I don't. That's a joke. I don't want to see anyone. I don't want to see any of those motherfuckers. Please stay away. Anyway, so my For You page is stunning, and I'm so happy with that. Anywho, so let's go back to me fucking getting it together. Oh my god, no, I have to. I really just have to put my mascara on and just get my life together because that's it. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? You know what I mean? Like, I don't even have a lipstick here. I don't even have a fucking lipstick. Is this what it's come to? I'm going to use my Bounce mascara. I got this as a free sample from Benefit. I was so excited. And it is a very good mascara. It does make it look like you're wearing false lashes if you put on 2 layers, by the way. So keep an eye out for that. So anyway, so their relationship, Annie and Smoke, was fucking crazy. So they were married or something? Were they married? And he left because he's traumatized. because their baby died. So it must have had SIDS or something, because it was an actual baby, not like a miscarriage. An actual baby, did I just say that? Anyway, so it was a born baby. Anyway, this is going to be very ironic as I carry on my story. And so I actually related to both characters. So Smoke was obviously very sad about what had happened and traumatized, and I feel like he had that escapism aspect, but our mate Annie can't escape. And I feel like as a mother, that is the craziest thing about it, is that if you have a baby die or whatever, whether it's miscarriage or whatever the case may be, you can see I cried at the end of the film anyway. It's like mothers can't escape, but then I feel like Smoke represents the aspect of that escapism where he's still really sad about it, which I don't see in men. I don't see men care or be genuinely upset about miscarriage. I don't know about the death of babies, but from my experience anyway, like men just don't hold that in their heart like what women do. And a part of that could be because when you have a baby and you're growing a baby, part of that baby's DNA stays in your body and is actually transferred to its siblings as well. But anyway, so that's that biological aspect. But I just related to how upset he was about it and the impact that that had on him and the other things he had been doing, because in reality he ran off and abandoned his wife essentially, and because he was hurt and they were both hurt, and it was like escapism. It's like he didn't just find another woman, he can't. He still hadn't moved on from it. It was still the thing. I don't want to cry before I go outside, but this is just how I feel. I'm very empathetic. I'm like empathetic to a fault, but it could just be autism. But anyway, so I just related to the fact that once your dreams have been crushed, or your dream life has been crushed, there's no going back. And I might have to get my baby wipes. Why the frick don't I have a tissue? Anyway, I got tissues in the house, but anyway, so I really related, and this is what it portrayed to me. So obviously I'm projecting my own experience onto this character, but what I felt when I watched it was, again, once you have that dream of something and it gets crushed and you have an idea of what you want your life to be. And for this character, for example, he's had a rough childhood or whatever, and then he's found this woman, they've had a baby. He was probably going on to have like a relatively normal life. Like they both worked on the plantation. The Smoke and Stack both worked on the plantation. So it's like he would have actually gone on to have a very normal life, normal for that time. And I feel like that was his dream life. If his dream life was to go out, purely make money, fuck bitches, he would never have gone back to that woman. Number one, he would never have gone back, and he would never have been that sad and connected. It's the fact that he couldn't fill the void. So can you believe I'm gonna go see this movie again? Fuck, I'm actually gonna need a tissue. Ooh, fucking almost broke the chair, bitch. I'm talking about how I'm on a diet, but I'm still big back to broke my beauty chair. But that's something that I really enjoyed. Can you tell? Can you tell? Anyway, so that's something that I enjoyed about the film, is that I really related to the aspect that for him, the void can't be filled. And it doesn't matter what you do when something gets taken away. Especially when it's something that you dream of. I would like to say that the whole thing, even Annie being like, no, I need to, she didn't want to be a vampire, because if you're a vampire then it disconnects you from your ancestry, because for whatever reason. And anyway, so she's like, just make sure you fucking kill me if I get bitten, because I don't want to be cut off from that. And obviously she wants to see her baby again, and whoever else is on the other side. And that's what I found really interesting about him dying at the end. Because he locked his brother, who's a vampire now. Stack got turned into a vampire. God, there's spoilers. Guys, I told you not to watch this if you didn't want to see spoilers. It's a funny time to do my mascara. Anyway. So Stack becomes a vampire. And so then old mate Smoke locks him in the juke joint in the morning so that when the KKK come, he can take him out. And so he shoots them all, which is great. but he gets shot, and so he dies. And so when it cuts to the video, and it's our mate Addie, and she's breastfeeding her little baby and gives him the baby to hold. It's like, in a movie, like, I don't like it when characters die. Obviously, I'm not into horror, but it's like, that's what made the movie horrifying. That's what I found horrifying about the movie, is that there were some good parts of it. Like, for example, I'm happy that Stack and Mary, for example, got to be together in the end, because they wouldn't have been able to be together without essentially risking the lives of themselves and their families, which is really horrifying, because that's actually true, and that's actually shit that happened. And I feel like it's more fucked up and horrifying when it's like, that is what people are people are capable of that shit, and that is legit, you know. It's like, damn, you motherfuckers actually would have got killed or fucking close to it. But yeah, it's like when he dies at the end, smoke, and it's like he gets to go back to his family. So really, it's like a life after death scenario, because he actually gets to have the life that he wants, but it means he has to die. That to me was the real horror. And anyway, I really enjoyed the film in a lot of ways. It's made very well, the story is very interesting, there's so much more that I could talk about. And I was like, oh, I'll go see it again, I'll go see it by myself, because I really enjoyed it. And then I saw this fucking headline. Was it Vanity Fair? What was it? I don't know. Whoever it was. And this motherfucker is like, oh, it's, you know, made 60 million in the first weekend, but it's not enough to cover the cost. It's 90 million in cost. This movie is done amazingly, and it's fucking defrosting all the other amazing movies that are yet to be made, and it is showing film studios that we don't want to fucking, excuse me, another fucking, oh, Thunderbolts, fuck off, make something original. So it's really sending a message, and it just fucked me off, like, fuck up, this is a successful movie, and you want to fucking talk about how it's fucking, oh, it's not made enough. Fuck you, bitch. And I feel like I was already gonna go see it anyway, but then I just felt more justified. I'm like, I hope these fucking cunts make so much money, and I'm sure that these cunts don't want a movie about white supremacy and how horrifying it is to be popular. I bet you fucking don't, you cunts. Anyway, guys, I actually genuinely have to go. Now is the perfect time to go. What am I going to wear? I'm going to wear my Kathmandu jacket, probably. I'm putting on my Victorian uniform, and we're going to get out there, because we had one rainy day, and I said it's time. It's time to get my outfit out. So there we go. That's what I'm going to do. And, you know, I'm going to be comfortable. But anyway, I hope that you guys see this movie. I love the movie. It's a very good movie, and I hope to see more movies like this, and I fucking hope that there's more great movies in the pipeline, because I so enjoy to go, and I also enjoy re-releases as well. I could talk about that, but anyway, I'll see you in my next video.